Right, we're getting into chat bans here. It looks like Hodor, Hodor.
It will be Kassadin, Cassiopeia, and Kazakhstan.
This is Twitch chat, man. You guys are the best people. For anyone watching the VOD, if you guys want to watch live and be a part of this and hang out with us, twitch.tv/DominateDominion on Saturday evenings. And you can come and hang out with us and talk and hang out with us because the Twitch chat viewers are real cool. And you guys are one of the big reasons why I keep coming back. I got Dominion. I have Dominion in Twitch chat. You guys are freaking awesome. So the chat bans were posted in the chat. They were Timo, Kassadin, Cassiopeia, and Kazakhs. And you can bet they were banned in Kazakhs after what happened in that last game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was pretty terror. That Taste Their Fear isolate bonus is pretty insane.
So let's talk about these chat bans real quick. For those of you not familiar with the format, we do 10 bans in Dominion. We do 6 here in the champion select screen, but before the game starts, we do 4 extra bans. Each team gets 2 extra, so there's a total of 10 champions that are banned. The first 4 were Timo, because Timo has a blind, lots of speed. He gives good map control because of the Noxious Traps giving vision. And it does a lot of magic damage on top of that. Kassadin, extraordinarily high mobility, can retreat or chase seemingly infinitely, long duration silence, and a slow, very difficult to deal with. And Kazakhs also. Kazakhs, like you saw in the last game, just his single target damage is so ridiculous. He either A, kills someone, or B, forces them out of the fight entirely. It's brutal.
Or he just jumps in and gets a triple kill like we saw last fight.
Yeah, or he just jumps in and like no fear.
Turn the summoner blockers on.
They haven't even started picking spells yet. Calm down. It will be okay.
You said I should tell you when the chat says things. So
You put me on blast if I miss it. That's when you put me on blast. I didn't even have a chance to miss it. You're just like preemptive shots fired.
I don't know, dude.
What are you in the Navy? Like bang! This is a warning shot.
Yeah. Dude, did you remember to turn on the chat blockers?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
The summoner blockers.
The chat blockers. Oh no.
You know what? I can't even talk anymore.
I tell you what. Why don't you go capture that channel, okay?
Well played, dude. Well played.
All right. That's why I'm in charge. Oh. All right. This has been a pretty fun cast. I want to say thanks for coming and casting today. This has been pretty awesome.
I've had a great time.
Cool. Let's finish up talking about these bands. Cassiopeia was another one of the chat bands. Cassiopeia, that's a little bit targeted against Tau. He's a very, very good Cassiopeia player, but Cassiopeia also has really high sustained single target damage. It's pretty brutal what she can do in that department. Plus, she has the AOE. It's a dot. It's just icky. She has an AOE stun and/or slow, depending upon which way people are facing. And which she used it earlier in a game to petrify Kale, and I was about to freak out and be really confused. I'm like, how'd she petrify Kale? Kale's a girl, and I'm like, wait, it's dependent upon their facing, not their gender. My mythology is getting me mixed up these days because there's so many different things going on.
Just remember, Cassiopeia stands for OP.
Cassiopeia
stands for OP. That doesn't have as good of a ring.
There's Cassiopeia, and there's Warmogs in the Twitch chat. GG Mogs. Rip in peace, GG Mogs. Was like most overpowered item in Dominion ever when you could actually buy that. No. Second most overpowered item in Dominion ever. The first most overpowered item was Priscilla's Blessing when that was still in the game. And we don't talk about that. That was the Dark Ages. We don't do that. Now looking at the chat, the champ select screen bans, Kale, Lulu, Jace, Wukong, Amumu, Nidalee. Kale being banned because her damage gets out of control late game, and she will eat you alive.
We saw a very, very strong kill earlier today. I don't remember which team it was.
It was Clueless. It was half-hearted on Clueless.
Alright. And I just remember that great ult onto Jarvan after he EQ'd over the wall, saving his life. And definitely great ultimate. In addition to just like totally one-shotting people with her Reckoning.
Shoutouts to the guy in chat. No one chats like Gaston. Now that song is stuck in my head. Thank you, sir.
Oh my god, I'm so switching my music playlist to my Disney songs playlist.
Man.
See, okay, this is my favorite thing in the entire world about being the co-caster, is that I can listen to music when I'm streaming and when I'm casting in game. It's so good, dude.
Oh, that's not fair.
Right? The streamer just has everything, like, they have to do everything. They have to control the camera, they can't listen to music. I'm just chilling here, I have the chat open, and I'm listening to music.
Yeah, it's, I guess that's cool for you. I'm a little sad now.
I'm sorry, I have an internet hug. I'll give you an internet hug in the Twitch chat.
Which way do I have to face? I don't, what?
It's okay, it's okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. We succeeded. Alright.
GG. GG.
GG? Like G. You mean? Lulu, also banned. We talked about why Kale's late game damage is ridiculous, and she does have the ability to make the plays with her invulnerable.
No, I'm saying that's the jerkiest thing he's ever seen. Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry. You can go ahead and talk about the game now.
Okay. Lulu has a multiple target interrupt with Glitter Lance. It penetrates, it goes through targets, it'll just take out a whole line of people. So people are trying to capture. Lulu's really good at interrupting. Plus she has 2 movement affecting abilities, she has 2 crowd control abilities, and she has 2 health affecting abilities. How does she do that with only... How does she do 6 things with 4 abilities? Well, she has a speed increase on herself. She has a speed increase on target. She has a slow on an enemy, so that's 2 speed affecting abilities. She has a damage shield and a health increase. That's 2 health affecting abilities. And then she has 2 crowd control abilities. She has the cat, or muffin, and she has the airborne as well. So she brings a lot of things to the table, and her kit's amazing. We're seeing Wukong, Amumu, and Nidalee banned as well. Nidalee is chuck spears all day, and if you want to get to her to kill her, you have to go through her damage to do it. So by the time you connect with her and kill her, you're close to dead. And all the time that you spent trying to kill her, her teammates by then are going to arrive because she's delayed you for so long, kiting you around throwing spears, or just like throwing spears and poking at you. Her teammate's going to show up and kill you. And even if she is dead, her traps will still give vision on the map, and still have that dot effect on top of them too. So even while she's dead, she can still be effective. So it's easier to ban her than have to deal with any of that. Wukong, armor reduction, which means any other attack damage champion is if they go in on Wukong's target, they're gonna take a ton of damage. And he has an AoE airborne as well. Amumu, actually kind of similar to Wukong, has an MR reduction, so any AP champions that are on his target are gonna do a bunch of damage. Plus, he has a wide radius AoE snare. He has a stun on top of that. So both those characters bring crowd control. They bring an armor and MR reduction. Both of them are durable. Amumu is probably rougher to deal with than Wukong is, because what do you do to Amumu? Do you just walk away? That's what he wants. Do you stay there and fight him? You take percent damage. It's bad times. Now looking at I am so freaking percent hype for what I'm seeing right now. The score, by the way, is tied up 1-1 between Pays Evelynn Child Support and Clueless right now. They are 1-1, and this is game 3. Whoever wins this wins the tournament for this week. This is the League of Legends. This is DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion tournament number 61, and we're seeing half-hard on Elise. Elise is a durable character that can do a lot of damage and has a stun. Jarvan is a durable character that has an airborne and he can spawn a wall. He can do a lot of damage too. BB Pop on Talon. Talon just hurts so hard. He can chase pretty well. He's an amazing gank. He's not terribly durable, unfortunately, but usually his target is dead or close to dead before then, and it works out fine. Tao on Orianna. Orianna is like mad, crazy AoE damage. Last game, Orianna managed to do damage in the 60,000s. Like, if you get into 50k, you had a good game. Orianna just went 10,000 damage beyond that, and is like, hey, I came to play. And we're seeing Wolferer Zerath, and man, I always tease Half-Hard, being, hey, Half-Hard, have you made Zerath viable yet? And he's like, I don't know, man. But Wolfer bottom lane, we're going to see bottom lane Zerath, and we haven't seen a lot of Zerath play at all, so we're seeing Orianna and Zerath, which are both champions that we don't see very often, with some old favorites, Talon, Elise, and Jarvan. Over on the other side, we're seeing Annie, who was a durable...
I'm looking forward to the Annie. I'm really looking forward to the Annie, and the reason is that in this morning's Gold Roll finals, we saw Nubby Pooh Bear playing Annie, and he dominated with that champion. Against Salad Bar, he was just melting through everyone's HP bars. And then in the next game against Complexity Academy, I 100% expected an Annie ban because he had been insane on that champion in the mid lane. But they left Annie open, and once again, he just flashed over walls, dropped his tippers, just melted through people's HP bars. I'm so excited to see the Annie play.
Also, for any of you guys new viewers, this is Game 3 of the best-of-3 finals. It's tied up 1-1, so whoever wins this wins the whole tournament. I'm Gandair of the gaming clan, Vato Clan. This is DominateDominion.com, League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 61. We do one of these every week. It's free to play, and bring your friends, come out and play. Make sure you follow the Twitch channel, because we do this every week, and sometimes we do streams during the week where we play games with the viewers and other people from the community, things like that. So you want to follow the Twitch page, at DominateDom on Twitter, and Facebook.com/DominateDominion. Give them a like over there. If you like me, my commentary, and my media, you can follow me on Twitter at VatoClan. It's my gaming clan's Twitter that's updated by me. And YouTube.com/VatoClan. If you want to see individual game VODs from previous Dominate Dominion events, you can go there, you can check out the VODs, and be able to watch past tournaments that you may have missed. In addition to, there's other Dominion stuff that I do, a show called Dominion Breakdown, where me and other Dominion players talk about Dominion and break down particular aspects of it. And also, I do some other media with other games as well. If you want to quick plug your Twitter real fast so I can finish talking about the teams.
You can follow me at RheingoldRiver, Twitter.com/RheingoldRiver. I cast for NESL, and I cast for a lot of other things, and sometimes I do some other stuff too. So check out my Twitter, and we are into the Champ Select, so let's talk about the game.
Yeah, real quick over the champions, like you were saying, Annie, the thing about Annie is she can almost always safely deliver her damage because Molten Shield is an amazing spell, and it gives you a lot more durability. So what happens is Annie will pop that, she can get into a position where she can deliver her damage safely, and then she can just throw that AoE everywhere. Plus, with Zyra's ability to drop that AoE airborne, and or that, what are we looking for, that snare, then that's more opportunity for Annie to get in good AoE. Seeing Lee Sin and Pantheon as well, they're both good bruisers, and they can do a lot of damage. Pantheon has a stun, Lee Sin has amazing chase, both their damage is good. Pantheon has global map presence with Grand Skyfall. And then we're seeing Infeed playing as Nasus. You don't see Infeed playing as Nasus very often, you don't see Nasus very often in Dominion at all, but in the bottom lane, because of Spirit Fire being an AoE and an armor reduction, you can take some points in Spirit Fire, you can use it to push that wave up, and Nasus really doesn't have any wave clear outside of that, but if you put a couple points in Spirit Fire, take one in your Q, you put a bunch of points in Wither to reduce attack speed, you become very gank resistant because you have a high sustain and your ultimate for a health increase, you have Wither on top of that in order to decrease the damage that's coming into you, and he's taking Cleanse, so you can, if he gets crowd control, you can still pop that and get the heck out of there with his ultimate active. Infeed Nasus is awesome, and we very rarely get to see it, so this is going to be highly exciting. That team on the left side, with Infeed playing Nasus on it, is the team Pays Evelynn Child Support. They're a multi-time winning team in the DominateDominion.com tournaments. And they are on a win streak, I think, of 4 weeks right now. But Clueless has put up amazing games so far this tournament, and Clueless has not yet taken like a serious win off of these guys. So if Clueless can win, they can take the first place spot over, and they can become the champion. Maybe see if they can run on a streak and finally ice Pays Evelynn Child Support's killing spree. Because I want to see a new champion, but Pays Evelynn Child Support is so good they keep securing that spot for themselves every week. Infeed playing as Nasus, Painkiller playing as Annie, Dark Lord Booberry playing as Zyra, Carnival playing as Lee Sin, Panzers playing as Pantheon is the team Pays Evelynn Child Support. I am one half of your casters, and casting with me is...
I'm RheingoldRiver, and the red team for the day is going to be Clueless. We saw them take down Pays Evelynn Child Support. Can they do it again this game? Half-hearted on Elise, Cam Signator on Driven, BB Pop on Talon, Teo on Oriana, and Wolfer rounding out the team comp on Xerath, and we are 120 in. Battle has begun, and we are going to see the battle play out. Will they be able to repeat the score of the last two games?
And for anyone who's new, Revive is the best spell in Dominion because of kills are not nearly as important as towers are, and if you can be alive to save a tower or to capture a tower, then that is way more important than you dying. So you can give away kills sometimes, or sometimes get into lopsided engagements. If you get caught out, you can pop the Revive and get back before they have a chance to capitalize on it being a 4v3. Revive is just so good. Plus with the Mastery, it gives you a health increase, and it gets you back on the field faster because of its speed increase when you hit it. It's just amazing. A little bit of poke back and forth each direction, seeing 3 Grez's lanterns on Payzone shot support side. They're really favoring that vision.
Driver, and the fight has begun. Exhaust onto Talon. He's trying to run away. Pantheon going to get melted by Talon there. First one to go down, and trying to run away. She has a stun, gets a stun onto Kazik, or onto Elise, excuse me, there. And Elise is going to fall to there in the balling. Elise and taking out Oriana, not exactly sure where that happened. But BB Pop trying to capture onto the turret a little bit. Pantheon has spawned from his revive, coming back up. There's a Zyra plant for some zoning. Pantheon gets the kill under Talon, and they are going to get the turret in favor of Payzel and child support.
And there's that revive play from Panzer's Pantheon. If he did not have that revive, he would not have been able to get up to that tower and secure it for his team. Because revive means you come back to a fight at full health and mana, while the other team doesn't have that health and mana. And especially a character like Pantheon, who has that automatic crit mechanic for being low on health.
On his way to gank Nasus in the bot lane. Can Xerath get his mage chains and stun down? Now they're going to just back off. Everyone is bot right now. There's the stun onto Zyra. She's taking very, very low exhaust onto Pantheon. Oriana ball comes across. The repel from Elise. She is going to be able to survive. Comes back into the middle of the Spirit Fire, but will survive. So did go down onto Zyra. Talon chasing a little bit. Heartseeker Strike comes down. And there's a stun onto Annie, actually. Annie, no, that tanky, and she will be melted by Elise. Pantheon trying to run away, gets the help. There's a strangle turn from Zyra. Talon's ultimate comes across, not enough. Pantheon gets the kill onto Elise, also with her onto Nasus. Oriana trying to do what she can with her auto attack. She does have her clockwork wind up passive, going to pop her ultimate there. And Xerath picks up the kill, mastering there. Tibbers comes down just to make sure they get the kill onto Oriana, which they do.
For the top part of the map, Carnival's Lee Sin and Camstigator's Jarvan at the top of the screen. And Jarvan pushing up the creep wave a little bit, using that time to break off. It looks like, is he going to go back, or is he going to go try and defend the point? Nope, he's bush checking to make sure that there's no one there, using that flag, that Demosthenes standard, to check for that. See a lot of pings going off in the middle of the map. Clueless has a good idea of where Payzone shot support is. There's the click reveal vision effect from Pantheon. Make sure that he can see anyone who's trying to follow up. There are no wards in Dominion, so it's absolutely vital to have items like Grez's Lantern, because Grez's Lantern and Hextech Sweeper have a click to reveal vision effect. So that's the only way you can safely check bushes or get vision on the map. Middle of the map, BB Pop taking some damage, but managed to secure the Storm Shield. All it did was eat through the bonus health of the Storm Shield. He gets away okay, and is going to have that extra damage buff for this next engagement.
And that's really what's important, is getting the Storm Shield. Don't mind taking a little bit of damage. The shield has regen itself to full anyway at this point. Revive is available right now for Jarvan and also for Xerath, actually. Those are the only two that are up. So definitely the Revive advantage right now for Clueless.
Both teams just looking for a position where they can engage right now. Pantheon over there near the Health Relic. A half-hard poking a little bit. Talon, that's just a little bit of poke. That's not a full-on engage. We just want to make sure you can get some damage going. And they're encroaching on the enemy side of the map. It looks like they're going to go for a bait right here. Tao sticking his head out, forces a response, means they have to come down and do something about that in order to interrupt him, which keeps them further away from the top point. And they want to get them off of a point so that they can engage without having to worry about the tower damage.
Yeah, that's really what you want to do when you don't have to speak up. But there, Pantheon gets engaged on Talon. Lee Sin comes in. There's the Cataclysm driving, gets the shutdown onto Pantheon. Shockwave comes across onto 2. Lee Sin taking pretty low. When he is potting, and Lifesteal back to full Stranglethorns gets the knock up onto Pantheon, but Zyra does die. Picks up the kill onto Jarvan in the process. Lee Sin very, very low. There's the slow from the Command Dissonance. One more auto attack and a double kill for Oriana. No revives available. She is going to be able to challenge.
And look at the split here. Oriana, they sweep them at the refinery. Oriana stays at the refinery. They break Elise off. They split her off to the top to get the windmills. They're going to get one neutral and then one guaranteed cap at the top, which could put them at a 3.5 cap temporarily. Maybe they'll get that recap beforehand, but either way, that's what you want to do in that situation. If you win a fight very convincingly near a point, you want to leave one person behind or split one person off in order to be able to capture multiple towers. Very, very good play by Clueless. Very good awareness of them in that engagement.
Yeah, and they did, with the cap onto the windmill, they got the quest, so we'll have that increase to their damage for the next little bit. And we'll see if they can make an engage happen with that buff on them.
Annie down in the lower part of the map. She wants someone to come through this way as if they were looking for a gank. Nope, she's going to break out of there. Looks like she's going to head down, maybe go for the gank herself against Nasus. Annie and Lee Sin both heading down to the lower part of the map. Wolfer's Wrath by himself.
There's the stun and also the wither coming down. Lee Sin starts channeling the points so that they don't have to tank it. There's the defensive garrison. Will he be able to get the health? He will, but I don't think he can survive. Actually gets a lot of pain down to Annie, but he will die in the process. Meanwhile, top lane Talon takes out Pantheon, and Zara trying to run away, gets a very good grasping root, but that is not quite enough. The raid comes across for the double kill over to Pantheon. Meanwhile, Zara did revive there, got the kill onto Annie. Revenge kill there. Lee Sin is exhausted right now. The stun hits a creep, unfortunately. Nasus is here. Does he have Fury of Sands? Yes, he does pop it just now. There's a good repel from Elise jumping over to a creep. Great stun from Zerath. Unfortunately, misses 2 of his ultimates there. Orianna, meanwhile, backdooring, and actually, it's very successful backdoor, getting a cap and a neutral off. Shockwave, unfortunately, misses there, so they will be able to get the cap back. And Talon engages onto Nasus. Actually, he's going to get totally melted from Pantheon. Jarvan jumps in. Cataclysm comes down. There's Elise with the stun. Does actually land a stun onto Pantheon there. Cannonballs comes across from Zerath, doing a good amount of damage. Summon Tibbers comes down. Annie is so strong, and Tibbers was just buffed, but it is not enough. It is enough. Nasus picks up the kill onto Elise. No assist for Annie there. But
it is very unusual to see PaysEvil and Childsport in the situation that they were just in, with 4 capture points against them. Typically, if anyone, PaysEvil and Childsport is the one dominating the game. However, Clueless this time was able to turn around on them a little bit by picking up that refinery, and they did hold on to that for quite a while, and there's a little bit of a pause right now.
I lost my cursor.
Is it Wolf or his internet? I have my cursor.
It says, Tao said that he was pausing, so it is going to be Clueless pausing, not exactly sure why.
Okay. I'm sure we'll figure that out in just a moment.
Someone is restarting.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Wolfer again.
It's going to be Jarvan actually. Camstigators.
Oh, Camstigator.
Camstigators needs to.
Okay. Well, hey, that's why we play on Tournament Draft. That's why we have this ability to pause here. Let's talk about the items down here. Looking at the lower part of the map, we see the Grez's Lanterns. Grez's Lanterns, see the click effect. Unique active. Stealth detecting mist grants vision to the target area for 10 seconds. This is such a vital item to have in your game, because there are no wards. Unless you have Clairvoyance or the Grez's Spectral Lantern, you're going to be spending abilities like you saw Jarvan doing earlier on by throwing down that standard in order to be able to get temporary vision. Orianna will throw the ball out. Wolfer on Zerath will throw a shot into the bushes. There's a lot of bush checking from abilities. This removes the need to put an ability on cooldown in order to check a bush, and it gives you a larger range of vision. Plus, in addition to that, it highlights the targets that it hits and it reveals stealth. There's really no stealth to worry about on either team, except for, well, there's Talon, but it does have that extra effect as well. Plus, it's a great item. Look at the stats on that: damage, armor, lifesteal. Pick up a Grez's. If you guys are playing Dominion, pick up a Grez's Spectral Lantern or pick up a Hextech Sweeper, because you're going to need those to find out what's going on in the bushes so that you don't walk into things, face check, and get killed by all of PaysEvil and Childsport standing around the bushes waiting for you. You want to avoid that as much as possible. Other popular items that are going on, we're seeing the Blackfire Torch so early on Elise, even foregoing the option of upgrading her boots to the Boots 2. She's going to go for the Blackfire Torch instead, because the Blackfire Torch is very, very good at everything. There's not a single bad stat on this. AP, health, cooldown reduction, pen, and the passive is brutal for poke. If you're going to do some back and forth poke, the Blackfire Torch is amazing because it's going to slowly chip away at the people that it hits, so it's a very good item for whittling people down. And since durable and delay tends to be the way that the game is played, you're going to have that chipping away at people while they're on a tower, and that's just so much extra damage that you wouldn't otherwise get. It's also really good for taking down tanky people like Lee Sin, Jarvan, Maokai, Alistar, any characters like that happen to be in the game. And seeing some brutalizers going off on a couple characters here. Those are going to turn to Black Cleavers or into Youmuu's Ghostblades. We've seen a lot of Ghostblade play recently in the last few games. We haven't seen so much Black Cleaver play. Youmuu's is great for the extra movement speed, which is really vital in this game mode, because getting to a tower on time and being able to save it or otherwise that's what wins games or loses games. So I gotta switch to my overlay for just a moment. We're still in game, we're still waiting for their guy to get back, don't worry. We'll still have a game for you. What are the Twitters of those commentators? I am at VatoClan on Twitter.
I'm at RheingoldRiver. I would type it in the chat, but I don't have a cursor because I'm stuck in the pause.
If one of our mods can type the at VatoClan and at RheingoldRiver, that's where you can find us.
Super cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gnome, and other guys in the chat. Chat mods are great. Hey, thanks for any new viewers that are watching us, by the way. Sorry about the pause. We did have one guy who had to restart, and he should be back in just a moment. It's very important that this game ends fairly, because it might cause the imminent collapse of infrastructure of the world as we know it. Or, more realistically, it's because this is tied up 1-1 right now. Neither team can afford to lose this game. Evelynn Child Support wants to continue their win streak. I think they're on 4 or 5 weeks of first place. And Clueless is actually set up to ice that kill streak. Evelynn Child Support has the most wins of any team ever in DominateDominion competition. And actually in all Dominion competition in general, except for against the Europe West server. The only team that I think has more wins than Evelynn Child Support is Tyboy Incoming on the Europe West server. So if Clueless can win this, that's going to be a pretty big upset, because Clueless hasn't had first place in a long time. And for a new team to be able to take control of that, I'd kick Evelynn Child Support out would be really interesting, because it's just, they're the juggernaut. And Clueless can take them down. And we haven't seen a team that's capable of taking them down in quite a while. We've seen some teams pull a game off here or there, but consistently this entire tournament, they've been bringing them right down to the wire.
Alright, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and reconnect to the game because I want my cursor back. And they're talking all chat about the best way to close the game. So I think it's going to be a little bit longer in the pause.
Nope, it's 2-1, and give me my cursor back.
Wow, I suck.
I didn't say it. You did. I have no blame. Zero blame.
You still have your overlay up.
I know. XSplit's being a little slow, but it's okay. It's back now. Back to that fight on the upper end of the map. See that sparkles right there? That is the vision reveal from the Grez's Lantern. And Evelynn Child Support is going to neutral the tower, which is good for them. So it's tied at 2-2, which stops Nexus Health drain. Now it's started the Nexus Health drain. Whichever team has more towers captured at any given time drains the health of the other team's Nexus. So, if you have 3 towers and they have 2, they're losing Nexus health, and you are not. If it's equal, no one loses Nexus health. BB Pop and Tau going for the capture on this tower. Defensive Garrison is going to interrupt that and heal that tower back up. Painkiller taking some damage, is able to catch Tau with a stun, but is he going to be able to get out of the fight? Okay, it looks like he is able to get back. The safeguard from Lee is going to give him a little bit of extra health. And he's going to turn around for Tau, dive through, but is going to be caught, unfortunately. At least coming down is going to help take him out. And Panzers, don't do it! Is going to get killed, unfortunately, by Tau. And they really wanted to take out Tau's Oriana right there, but were not able to connect, unfortunately. So Tau with the shield, going to keep BB Pop alive, because I think he might have died from that. Otherwise, no, the damage from Zyra reaching through the wall.
I'm just going to remind you to jump to live so that I can talk, because right now we're desynced.
What are you at?
Well, you'd want to jump to live.
Yeah, but what's your timestamp up by the next time? At 10:05, 10:06,
10:07.
7?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
good,
just
we're
have
back.
to jump to live after a pause is all.
Yeah, it desyncs me half the time.
Okay,
So
yeah.
sometimes I forget to.
I forgot to do it last time, so I think I was late by a couple seconds. But in bot lane, it's Infeed getting a little bit caught out. Xerath has so much range with his ultimate. Gonna pop Fury at the stand. Half part of Annalise trying to chase. There is the health. But Paul not quite in time to deny the health. And wow, that Q does so much damage. Gets stunned, and actually Elise is going to die. And Wolfmere, who's now on the run from Pantheon, Heartseeker Strike comes down. He's going to do a nice job of dodging it. Storm Shield is on Panzers. And there's the exhaust on the Xerath just for the slow. Mage Chains and Arcana Pulse for the stun. And Wolfer is going to live.
Nasus' ultimate is particularly effective against Elise because of the Spiderlings. The longer the Spiderlings stay inside of that range, the more that Nasus is going to heal, and the more damage he's going to gain. Very briefly, when that fight broke out, I clicked on Nasus. You'd only be able to see it in the VOD if you went back, but you can see his attack damage just climbing up the longer that he's in range because those extra Spiderlings are giving him more hits from his ultimate, which is something you don't normally run into, but because she has those, that's a little bit more damage than he would have needed, and Cam's still having some problems.
Yeah, that's what they are saying, is that he's at 1 million ping right now. I didn't know there was 1 million people in the world. How could he be at 1 million ping?
Well, once upon a time, I had 1.7 trillion MS ping.
Wow. I didn't know there were that many numbers in the world. How could you have that much ping? But he is actually going to be restarting his...
I borrowed ping from the people who work at Riot headquarters because they're right there, so they have basically none. So there's a lot of free ping that they're not using.
Oh yeah, I'm on 10 ping. 9 ping usually. It's
It's not fair. I know rioters that don't get that. What the heck?
Well,
give them their ping back. They need that.
I have OP internet.
Oh, man. This is why Europe West can't compete over here. You took all the ping.
Yeah. Well, I took all the negative ping.
We need socialist ping. Equal ping for everyone, which I'd be okay with. I'd play with 500 ping every game if everyone had to play with 500 ping.
Really? I think I'd switch to Dota if I had to have 500 ping.
Ew.
Did I say that? I wouldn't. Okay, the thing about Dota that I don't like is that you have that turn speed thing.
Actually, Dota's a fine game. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I don't
but
know.
Holland, on the other hand, oh man.
I had played like over 1,000 games of League of Legends before I played my first game of Dota, so I can see why this would be fun, but it's different. I don't like different. Different is bad.
It's okay. Let's 1v1 in Blizzard All Stars. Oh wait. Oops. I know. I like League. It's fun. The other games I always feel like stressed out when I try and play them, and in League I think it's a lot more. I can be a lot more relaxed playing League than I can be playing any of the other MOBAs that are out there. But you know, other people's mileage may vary. This has Dominion, nothing else does, so
that's true.
I'm going to be here basically forever. Because I love capture and control, and that's why this game mode is so awesome to me. You see that the map is circular. There's no real, like you saw in the game before this, how pressure on the bottom from Janna, like if you look at my cursor, pressure on the bottom, on this bottom tower right here, she swung up this way. When Urgot got out of position over here, she just went up this way, and it just goes, it's circular. As opposed to there being this like back and forth and cornering and things like that. You don't really have that in this type of match as much. I mean, yeah, you can get a little bottled up in the bottom 2 points, but for the most part, I mean, people just kind of flow left or right away from things. And looking back at the items, looks like Nass is actually going to go for a Trinity Force. I would not be surprised if he does that. And that's going to make his Q hit just really, really hard. I want there to be like a complicated, like really fancy, important way for me to say that, but it just comes down to Nasus gets Triforce, his Q is going to crit really hard. That's it.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that he is not going for the Iceborne Gauntlet. That is typically what you do in Nasus on Summer's Rift, and I don't really see any reason why that would be better on Summer's Rift than on Dominion.
I want to play IC, guys.
But Trinity Force also good at him. Actually, the other day, it's probably like 2 weeks ago, I was casting a game, and I saw Irelia had like a Phage and a Blue Crystal or something, and I was like, I don't understand why she has a Phage and is also going to be building an Iceborne. And then my chat was like, dude, she's building Triforce. And I was like, oh yeah, that item still exists. And I just hadn't seen it in so long. I just totally forgot about its existence, because Blue Crystal is either going to build into a Rod of Ages with Tier or an Iceborne Gauntlet. Like the only things it builds into, right? What is the Trinity Force?
Let's see. Sheen, Triforce, Iceborne Gauntlet, Lichbane for Sheen.
Yeah.
Sheen, by the way, is another one of those things. I talked earlier about Wukong and Decoy separating the good Wukongs from the great Wukongs. Your ability to use that and play the mind game with it. What separates a good Maokai from a great Maokai is the one that knows how to use his R as sort of an extra range tag and do little tricks like that with it, and knows how to really position that R. Another thing that separates good from great players is people who know how to use Sheen. Yeah. Sheen's an item that, like, oh, you do double damage. Like, yeah, you do double damage like 3 or 4 times because you Nasus, you Spirit Fire, you run in, you get the AA, then you Wither them, and then you get the AA, and then you blink your eyes, and then you Q, and you get that auto-attack Sheen thing, too. You have to stagger your abilities just a little bit, and you get so much extra hoo-ha.
Alright, so we do have Canstigator
I tried to delete
into the game.
I tried to delete what Feedsky said, but it won't let me. Sorry, man. I was trying to look out for you. Go on. I didn't mean to talk over you. I was just interacting with the chat.
The pause might be over, but I'd be really unhappy if this match ended in a forfeit. Like, the first 2 games were so good, and if the third match was decided by internet problems, that would just be That'd just be awful.
Well, there's been this historical thing for any viewers who've been long-time viewers of the broadcast. You guys know that I have terrible technical issues all the time, and it wouldn't. I've seen people say, "Well, it wouldn't be a DD tournament unless Gandair had tech issues." Tech issues mean either I have a problem with my computer, someone else has an internet connection problem, or just something goes wrong with the client that causes a reset. It usually has one thing go wrong a game. I guess this is catching up for the two amazing games we had beforehand. Looks like we are back in the game now. Let me turn the
I'm gonna
screen back on.
J and jump to live.
I'm gonna jump to live.
Cool.
Are we live?
I'm live.
I'm live.
All right.
Cool. We're both live.
Cool. We got this. We got this.
Excellent. Jarvan in the bushes, middle of the map. Lee Sin knows that he's there. There's a Zyra plant to reveal things a little bit. They want this Storm Shield. They're trying really hard to secure this. This is one of the softer objectives in the map, but it's one that you want. Oh, BB Pop bailing out of there.
Just barely not getting it.
He was not going to go for greed, man. That's one of the 7 deadly sins, and he would have died pretty hard if he'd stayed around to catch that, because Pantheon would have gotten in range to drop that stun, and then there was just so much follow-up to that it would have been a disaster for him. So Volatile Spiderling scouting around. Oh, Spiderling, no, you're dead. I loved you so much. We knew each other for not very long. Painkiller eats a stun there, but so is Half-Hearted.
Pantheon jumps in. There's the repel. Great shockwave from Orianna, and that is going to be a double kill for Talon. Orianna picks up the next kill with the shutdown onto Lee Sin, and they don't even care about the Storm Shield anymore. Just going to go top, but in the bottom side, Infeed getting the kill onto Xerath there, and it's starting to capture no revive available, so at least the one who's going to revive. The neutral did happen.
So Zyra has that point completely under. Oh no, Tao!
Top lane, Orianna gets taken out there. The recall was barely completed, and Lee Sin actually gets the shutdown onto Talon in the bot lane. Elise being forced back, and NASA actually pulling 2 people bot now. Wolfer having returned 2. He will be able to recap.
And pays Evelynn child support in an excellent position now, coming off those last couple engagements.
Elise in a terrible position, having to repel there. There's the Arcane Barrage from Xerath. The last Arcane Pulse is not hit. Evelynn in a much better position now, gets the shutdown onto Nasus. So it took 3 people, but they were able to take out Infeed, and if they can keep that up, they might be able to take the game.
Lee up to the top, kicks through one person, safeguards through another. Base, he hit the tower, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive, unfortunately. He did his best. BB Pop stunned.
They get the revenge kill onto Elise there. Talon popping his ultimate, gets a silence down onto Annie. Annie going to be melted by Orianna. Good E from Zyra. Snaring BB Pop there. He's going to jump forward with Noxian Diplomacy, get the kill there. Can he dodge the Rise of the Thorns is the question. No, he cannot, but it doesn't even matter. Annie with the revive is respawning on her way back top. Windmill was neutralized. Can Tao get it? No, he's going to have to slow Annie there. And the minions, can they get it? Needs to be so careful.
Oh, Painkiller, why? You left him alive.
Oh, and then the shockwave comes across. Shiver's being summoned, and they kill each other. Zyra is top to reclaim it for herself. She might be able to get the neutral, but she will not be able to recap, as Elise is here along with Talon and Jarvan. And she cannot get the neutral. Neither can Lee Sin. Jarvan a little bit split. Sliding of Thorns comes down, gets the knockup onto Talon. He's coming in. That's in diplomacy and explodes Pantheon. On the other side, Elise is waiting for the lead, burning him with that Blackfire torch. He wants to get out. He will be able to get out just barely. Rate comes across, and Zyra is okay too.
Infeed able to secure the tower down the bottom lane, but it has Orianna and Xerath there, and Infeed seems deathly allergic to magic damage right now. He has a Spirit Visage and a Merc Treads, but they're still hitting him very hard.
Did that Q just do half of Orianna's health?
Maybe. Who wants to know?
I think that Q just did like half of Orianna's health.
Because he has a Triforce, and he has that Q. You see that Q stacked up at 306?
There's the Garrison, and they will get the kill onto Jarvan despite it. Annie wants to capture it. Yes, she will be able to just fine. Everything is just peachy for the
Orianna.
child. Orianna a little bit caught out too. She's going to get exhausted, and Elise trying to come. There's a shockwave. It was not actually used. She will still have it on respawn. Sort of silly how that cooldown works, but if you die mid-cast, then it doesn't actually fire, and you get the cooldown refunded to you.
Pantheon going for the Storm Shield in the center of the map. See if he can pick that up. Yes, he is successful down the bottom. Infeed having a disagreement with Camstigator. He
They
very
don't
does not
like
agree.
each other very much. There's the stun. Annie is coming down. Has her Molten Shield on. Tibbers is available.
Oh dear. That's unfriendly.
And sort of, everyone's a little bit spread out right now. Jarvan jumps in. There's the shockwave. Great shockwave combo with Jarvan, but it doesn't even matter. Annie has so much damage. Painkiller gets that kill. Chasing onto Orianna now. Noxing Diplomacy comes across from Talon. He's going to pop his Onslaught of Shadows and just jump out, but he doesn't have quite enough damage for that to be all that meaningful. And he's running into Infeed. Infeed is huge. I thought for a second that Orianna was Fiddlesticks, and I got very scared for Infeed's life. But Xerath is just as scary. Does he have a cleanse? Wow, Nasus is running cleanse. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nasus typically has enough durability to escape from fights, but if he gets crowd controlled, he gets destroyed.
Yeah.
And
right.
if he pops that, he can just leave. He can just walk it out. Half-hard trying to secure the Storm Shield. We'll probably be able to. There's really no one in a position that can contest that, at least not that can contest it safely. Evelynn Child Support in control of the top tower.
And I actually have a 3-1 advantage right now. It is the... What is neutralized? Is that a visual error?
Yes, it has to do with the pause.
Wow. Wow, GG. Okay.
You just
They
have to...
have one capture point only.
Yeah, there's 3 on the left for Pex, and there's 2 on the right for Clueless right now.
Yeah, I was looking back and forth. It's like, oh, what capture point is neutral? But it is, of course, the answer is none of them.
Ooh. There's that vision proc
Real.
right there.
It's just so crucial.
Infeed is looking for the enemy team. He has
He
left the
wants to
lane.
find them. He wants to find them. He doesn't even care if he finds all of them at a time. He
Uh-oh.
wants blood. He might find all of them at a time. Actually, the W from Talon missing there. Activating the Youmu's trying to get away. Great max range E from Zyra. Pantheon jumps down, gets kind of exploded. Shockwave comes across, but everyone is so low from the Tibbers. It looks like Annie is going to survive. Tibbers actually picks up the kill onto Orianna. And it's going to be a 3-for-1 for Evelynn Child Support. Chasing onto Xerath now. Talon has just a sliver of health, really wants to get away. Double kill for Zyra. And BB Bob will be able to live just barely.
BB Pop getting out there, sub 100 health. Xerath with the revive is going to reappear and defend this tower from Nasus. Nasus ate that minion whole, I think, and wow, that's... Oh dear. Nasus is pretty frightening right now.
Big.
I don't...
Youmu's, in addition to the Trinity Force, extra healing from his passive because of his Spirit Visage, Merc Treads on top of that, Cleanse, Spectral Lantern, and a pickaxe building towards the Last Whisper. He's pretty scary.
I really want to see him hit Xerath again before this game's over. I know that makes me kind of a bad person, but I kind of want to see that happen.
I just want to see him drop a Q on someone. Just like start out full health and drop a Q. I want to see how much percentage of his health they do.
Yeah, he's looking for it. He sees Xerath. Is Xerath going to get the Nasus? Nope. Now this... What you're seeing here, there's a lot of posturing, but Evelynn Child Support is doing this, and this draws out the game further because it keeps them reacting to Evelynn Child Support's positioning, and they're not able to get a tower. The team fight before this was the exact same thing. They got into a fairly even team fight, but they won it so narrowly that no one could really try and make a play for a tower, and they're going for the same thing here. It looks like all 5 members of each team are heading up towards the top lane.
Yeah, and Clueless really needs to make something happen, but this is not exactly what they want to have happen. There's the Stranglethorn, gonna knock most people up, and there's the kill 4-for-0, 5-for-0 now. And Evelynn Child Support, very strong.
And Infeed's Nasus is going to go over here. He will get a neutral on this guaranteed because they don't have enough time spent alive. The bottom point is not going to get neutraled by minions because Pantheon Executive Bailout is going to save it. And Pays Evelynn Child Support is going to continue their win streak.
So congratulations to them. If you missed either of the first 2 games, please go back, watch the VODs, watch those games. They were absolutely incredible.
Individual game VODs from the tournament will be posted by Monday on youtube.com/VatoClan. If you want to watch them sooner, though, you can go to the Twitch archive right here if you follow this Twitch channel. You go to the Twitch archive in its videos, past broadcasts, and you can see it after the stream goes down. Mind you, after this, there's going to be more games of Dominion played by Dominate Dominion's owner, the Feedski, with some people from the community. If you guys want to hang out after the tournament, the stream will go down for a little bit, and then it will come back up afterward. And Feedski will be playing some games with you guys if you want to stay tuned for that. Congratulations, Paisley and Child Sport, on an awesome series. This was so good to cast. I'm very happy that I got to be here for it today.
So looks like largest critical strike was by Nasus for 1325. So, pretty scary dog.
Okay.
Talon had one for 651 and Pantheon one for 430.
If you guys want to hang out and play with us, by the way, for those of you guys watching live right now, we have our own chat channel. You can see there's a whole bunch of people in here. There's 184 people. This list just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls of names. If you guys want to hang out with us and play Dominion, go to the bottom right corner, click Chat Room's control panel, go up, click Create or Join a Chat Room. In the field, type in Dominate Dominion, hit Enter. It'll pop you over into this channel here. Go up to the gear in the corner, click Show Timestamp and Auto Join on Startup, and then come and hang out with us. If you want to follow me and my gaming media on Twitter, I'm at VatoClan. Dominate Dominion's media on Twitter, at DominateDom. And RheingoldRiver.
You can follow me at twitter.com/RheingoldRiver, and pretty much everything I do is linked from there. I think someone spelled it wrong in the chat earlier on. It is the German spelling of Rhein. So I'm just going to link that real quick.
See damage dealt to champion, Zyra at the top with 27k. Let's see, largest critical strike. Bam! 1325 coming from Nasus. And I think highest versus champion I saw like 820 something against Zerath. And then let's take a look and see who the Graveyard Hero was for this game, this last game. It was Elise, very closely followed by Oriana. Neither Zerath nor Nasus spent very much time dead. And that's all we have for you guys today. Congratulations, Paisley and Child Support, on your win. And for now, that's...
Great games in the finals.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're going to do this again next week. Starts at the same time as last week. Bring your friends, come out and play. This is all for Dominate Dominion number 61. Thank you very much for watching.